Since the Kyoto Protocol 30 years ago, politicians have been promising to cut greenhouse gases. But to reach the Paris targets, the Parliamentary Budget Officer has estimated that the carbon tax, which is currently $20 per ton, must climb to $102 over the next few years. And to be concrete for people at the home, that's 23 cents extra for a liter of gas. Mr. Blanchet, you agree with the $102. Ms. May, you're proposing $200. Mr. Trudeau, are you waiting for after the elections to disclose your price?
Oh, Mr. Roy, we have a plan to increase that price to $50 a ton in 2022. But these numbers, $100, $200 a ton, that's if nothing else is done other than a price on pollution. We have chosen to put in place a wide range of measures to protect nature, to invest in ending coal energy production, to end the use of single-use plastics, to plant 2 billion trees. We know it's going to take a lot of effort to do all this, but we are going to do these things because we're already doing more than any other government has done in the history of this country to protect the environment and to fight climate change.
Open debate.
Yes, thank you. But the problem is that it's not enough to just talk about a price on carbon. We also have to have targets that are aligned with scientific advice. And right now it's not 30% of 2005 levels by 2030. That's Mr. Trudeau's target, which is the same as Mr. Harper's target. It's not enough. We have to have a plan to eliminate fossil fuels by 2050, and by 2030 we have to have a target of 60% reductions of greenhouse gases, and it is truly possible. Our plan is called Mission Possible because it is possible. It's not easy, but it's possible. It's not just with the carbon tax.
I think we should be more specific. Yes, in the end, it should be that the only oil we use is oil that is not burned. It must be used for something else. We must put a date on that, a time frame for it, and then we need to see how long will it take to cut down on extraction, on transport, and so on. Let's not talk about measures in 2025 or 2030. What are the targets? 3% less next year, 3% less the year after that, and that also pertains to getting all the oil that's in the soil of Alberta. We propose a green equalization. We have an average in Canada. The provinces that pollute the most pay into this green equalization, and the best performers get money.
This initiative, Mr. Blanchet, highlights one of the big challenges that you have as leader of the Bloc Québécois, which is to impose a pan-Canadian plan. You need a government that's ready to do it, a government that's ready to stand up to Jason Kenney, to the oil companies, ready to stand up to Doug Ford, and all those conservatives who don't want to do anything for the environment. And there are 4 of us here who will fight to protect the environment, and our government has done a lot over the last 4 years. But we know that we need to keep going, and that's why we can't stop. It's important that Quebecers, Francophones, and Canadians be part of a government that wants to fight climate change.
The reality is that the situation right now is a climate emergency. We have to move quickly. And now all of the other leaders here on scene with me, there is no one who has a workable plan to avoid the worst-case scenario. Greta Thunberg is right. Our house is on fire. How dare you?
Mr. Trudeau.
Yes.
In terms of the pipeline, Mr. Scheer was Quebec during it was clear he could force East pipeline on Quebec, but you weren't clear. There could be a project tomorrow morning on the table. Mr. Trudeau, would you propose a pipeline or not?
That's part of a process that requires that we have approval from communities, approval from Indigenous peoples. We need to work with the scientific community to look at the impact, and we'll move forward the same way we moved forward with the Trans Mountain pipeline to try to get approval and to do it in a rigorous scientific way. People know that we can't have more oil by rail. We know that it's very dangerous and that it pollutes a lot. We need to put the profits from what we need right now, because we know that the transition isn't going to happen tomorrow. We need to put the profits towards green energy, towards the fight against climate change, and every dollar of profit will go to green initiatives.
Mr. Trudeau, You are proposing to use public funds for a pipeline in a situation of crisis. It's a climate emergency. We have to stop all pipelines. We have to stop shale gas everywhere in Canada.
But
if we have just this chance to avoid the worst-case scenario, that's what the scientists are telling us. This is not a question of political targets. This is a question of
Do this
what's
quickly, Mr.
actually
Trudeau. Two
happening.
things. First, Quebec does not want. Will you tell Quebec, no, there will be no pipeline in Quebec? Second thing, if we make proposals in the chamber and you find that they're good proposals, you say that we can't implement it, well, will you vote in favor of our ideas?
Answer, Mr. Trudeau, before we move on the other three-way debate.
we've created a system with C69 which allows us to get approval for good projects, and bad projects won't move ahead.
A good project could move
Good
ahead.
pipeline, does that exist?
So you would
Well,
oppose it?
listen, it's better than having more oil by rail.
Three-way debate.